Webheads, the road to 10K is in full effect. Find out at the end of the video on how to win these fabulous prizes. Until then, enjoy this week's top 10 most anticipated comic books. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I am bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics for March 24th, 2021. That's right, fans, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And fans, at any time, if you want to show that extra love and support towards the channel and want to become a member of Comic Book Corner 2.0, all you got to do is go onto my home screen, hit that join button, you become a member. And guys, thank you so much for the love and the support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit that bell, and let's kick it off, guys, all right? So let's kick this one off with The Hot Seat. This is the book that I always am thinking about buying and probably won't make the decision until I actually get to the store to see what I am buying at the end, right? So the book that's on the hot seat this week goes to Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, issue 1. When it comes to the Carnage character, I'm always a sucker for the symbiotes, right? You knew that I collected all the King in Black books and the main event and anything that's related to Venom. Carnage is kind of that same way, you know? I am limiting the amount of anthology books that I am picking up this year because they tend to be overpriced. The stories are not as good, and, but again, I have this soft spot for Carnage, and I think with it being black, white, and red, which is blood, I think it's kind of cool. It's not severely overpriced. It's 36 pages and it's $4.99. Let's see what kind of horrific tone the writers bring to this book. All right, so let's officially kick off this countdown with number 10. And keeping on that horrific tone, we're talking about Alien issue 1. That's right, guys. This particular comic book week releases the long-awaited Alien comic book straight from the movies. And this is kind of, I guess, tied into the movies, somehow connected to it all. Not 100% sure. The reason why this is a little bit lower on my list personally is I like the Alien franchise, but I was never like this huge fan of it. I felt like there was maybe two good movies, the original one and Aliens. After that, the franchise kind of went down the tubes for me, and even though I love the concept of the alien creature, I just felt like I've been disconnected from it from a very long time. However, the comics could be completely different, and I could really quite enjoy it. So we'll see what happens with it. This one is also 36 pages, and this one is a $5 price tag. Moving on to number 9, and this one goes to Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue 24. This is probably about the third or fourth time that I'm giving this series a chance. Now, obviously, this is coming off the heels of the King in Black tie-in, and we're leading up to the Clone Saga. That's really the only reason why I'm buying issue 24 instead of jumping on 25. I feel like that there might be like a cliffhanger at the end of this book to lead into the Clone Saga here. And again, we'll see what this event has to bring in the future. Is it going to be as bad as the original Clone Saga? I don't know, but there's got to be something here that gets me into Miles Morales once again. This version of him, or him being in the main universe, just is not the same when Brian Michael Bendis wrote it, or even when Miles is in the Ultimate Universe. It just felt like he fit in that different universe. So we'll see what this story has to offer for everybody. 28 pages. This one is $4. All right, moving forward. Talking about Spider books, we have number 8, and number 8 goes to The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 62. Now, issue 61 was the debut of the newest costume, and this costume is a train wreck for me. The reason why Spider-Man or Peter Parker is wearing this costume is basically for money. Nora Winters says, hey, you can wear this, we'll pay you lots of money, there's going to be people watching what you do because there's cameras connected to you, you're going to do polls while you are fighting, and you're going to do joke of the day and all these crazy social media aspects. Why would Peter stoop this low just to earn a buck? This goes against all morals of the Spider-Man character, right? So I have a feeling that this is why this suit is only going to be short-lived, a couple issues, and then we're not going to see it again, because he's going to realize, oh, hold on a second, what am I doing? Great power comes great responsibility. Now, if this is not rectified, if this is not solved, this is pretty much like the Captain America effect when Nick Spencer wrote Captain America and he made Steve Rogers a Hydra person, right? So this is kind of the same lines, because again, this goes against everything that Spider-Man stands for. So we'll see what happens with this one. If you're following legacy numbering, this is issue 863 of the series. This book is 28 pages, and this one is $4. All right, next, moving on to number 7. This is Haha issue 3, done by Image Comics. This is a mini series. I think it's 5 or 6 issues where it has to do with clowns suffering these bad lives, right? And the first issue was really good. Second issue was really awesome as well. And this one has to do with a mime. So I don't know what to expect here. I just know that these have been brilliantly written. The artwork has been solid on them. If you're looking for a different type of story, it's really a lot of fun. Maybe not fun, but it's interesting to read about clowns, okay? So 32 pages, and this one is $4. All right, next. Moving on to number 6. This is a new story arc for this series. This is Scumbag issue 6. And it's titled Moonflower Part 1. And so, here, I'm going to read you the description on this. This is kind of funny. It says, Part 1, an army of deadly know-it-all devil hippies known as Moonflower plans to brainwash all of humanity with hyper purity. Ernie Ray doesn't care until a hot cult escapee convinces him to help. So that's kind of funny. We always know that Ernie is out to get laid and to do whatever it can to get a piece of something, right? And it's quite hilarious. Rick Remender writes this book. Obviously, this is like this Captain America, but completely opposite. He's got like this super soldier serum in him. He doesn't know how to control his powers. He's this real drug user guy. He's opposite from what America stands for. It's so funny. 32 pages, $4. If you're looking to jump on Scumbag, this is the time to do it, because again, this is a new story arc. All right, so moving on to the top 5 now. This one goes to War and Pax. This is issue 3. This is the second volume of Maestro. Peter David has been writing this series quite well when it comes to Bruce Banner and him expanding how the character became Maestro. And this time around, we have the Maestro interacting with the Pantheon. And the Pantheon used to be this group of characters that used to work with him a long time ago, but now they're going against him. And the last issue was quite interesting on how they tried to portray Bruce Banner, but he was kind of onto him by the time we got to the end of the issue. Seeing this character development and how Bruce Banner became Maestro is awesome. And Peter David has done a great job with it. The artwork has been solid. The fight scenes have been really good. The pacing is nice. This is a book I definitely recommend. This is 28 pages, and this is a $4 book. All right, moving on now to number 4. This is Detective Comics. This is issue 1034. Wow, that's a lot of issues. This is called Demon or Detective Part 2. There's definitely a couple of different stories going on with this, but this is the Battle of Gotham begins, okay? This is Tamaki's run on Detective Comics now. This is how we get the beginning stages of the future state situation and the magistrate and the mayor and all those things that happened that you saw in the future state. So it looks like this is Tamaki's thing to kind of get to how everything started, maybe to where it gets to. I don't know. I think she did a great job on the whole Batman story, the next detective or whatever, the dark detective. I thought she did awesome with that, and I'm curious to see how she writes this story. And with Dan Mora on the artwork with this book, it leaves me to be desired. Yet, like, I want to see how this is really going to pan out towards the whole long run while she's doing this. So looking forward to it. 40 pages. This is a $5 book. Again, you're going to get a different story in here as well, because it has to do with Damian Wayne in the Lazarus Pit and all that other stuff that's leading into his series, okay? So if you're into that, you might want to definitely check out this book. All right, so moving on to number 3, we have Taskmaster. This is issue 5, the Rubicon Trigger Part 5. Now, this is it. If you've been reading the Taskmaster, he's been going through all these tasks to try to solve this case on who killed Maria Hill. And it looks like maybe in this issue, we're going to find out that obviously that Taskmaster has been played. He's been set up to put the blame on him that he killed Maria Hill. And of course, Black Widow has been after him this entire time, and he's been pretty much one step ahead of her. This book has been brilliant. The artwork has been phenomenal. The action has been absolutely outstanding. Issue 2 was always my favorite. I always bring that up when this series, when I talk about this series. And when this comes out in trade, and if you haven't read it yet, and you want to find out more about Taskmaster and what he does and his power set and everything, this is a series I recommend. Again, this gives me a new hope for this villain. I want to see more of him, and hopefully we do, because we still have that Black Widow movie to watch in the near future, right? So this book is 28 pages, and this one is $4. All right, so moving on to number 2. This is, again, still, even after Future State, my most anticipated series from DC to date, and this is Titans Academy. This is issue 1. All right, welcome to the Teen Titans Academy, guys. We're going to be getting all kinds of new characters. This could be a very important issue when it comes to DC Comics. This could be a lot of first appearances in here. We're going to hopefully find out who Red X actually is at this point. You're going to get some of your original Teen Titans like Nightwing and Starfire and Raven and Cyborg and Beast Boy, because they're teachers in there and they're going to train these new superheroes and whatnot. I think this could be a lot of fun as long as it's written right. Now, I know Future State didn't do it any justice because we only got glimpses and pieces and everything was disjointed, and you knew that something was going on, but you never got the clear answer. So now that we're starting with this issue 1, hopefully it gets to that point, and this story is intriguing enough for you guys to keep reading. All right. So again, 32 pages, and this one's $4. So, what is my most anticipated comic book for March 24th, 2021? Well, this one goes to, and you might be a little bit surprised by this, Stray Dogs issue number 2, done by Image Comics. Now, you're probably like, really? If you haven't read this book, this is a surprisingly well-written book, okay? And the artwork in this book is like a Disney movie. The dogs are drawn beautifully, but it's not a Disney comic book. It's actually a horror book and a mystery book. You know, it's about this one particular dog that actually gets adopted by somebody, and he finds out that his owner was basically murdered, and it was murdered that the person that adopted him. And there is this particular room that none of these dogs can go into, right? They're told not to go into here. And what's awesome is that these dogs get to talk to each other. So you get to see what the dogs are thinking about and all those crazy things. And you don't get to see too many comics that have to do with animals. And nevertheless, never mind that, you never get to see comic books that have to do with animals that deal with a murder mystery in that case. So really interesting book. The artwork is so gorgeous in there. And being that I'm a fan of dogs, and I've had a dog my entire life. I always want to see what the writer has and what he thinks a dog acts like and what is thinking at all times. I think it's absolutely awesome. I'm so looking forward to this. This is only like a 5-issue mini-series. Hopefully, if this sells well, they make a volume 2 or something else. But I want to see what happens with this dog's owner and why this guy killed this owner, and if he's an overall serial killer. Like, there's a lot of story here still yet to be told. So there you have it, Stray Dogs issue 2. And this is a $4 comic book, and I think it's 28 pages as well. So guys, there are my top 10 most anticipated comics for March 24th. Now, in order to win the prizes that I shown at the beginning of this video, which is the Uncanny X-Men, this is issue 168 that has to deal with Kitty Pryde rejoining the X-Men team, and a lot of other things happen in that book. X-Men versus Avengers and Fantastic Four trade. And then you get the Marvel Masterworks hardcover edition, which is 101 through 110. All you gotta do is put down what comic books are you most looking forward to that particular week. Again, give me a follow or subscribe on this channel, and don't forget to hit that bell. That's all you gotta do, and by the time I reach 10K, right, I'll pick a random video and I'll pick it from the YouTube comment generator, and you too could win these great prizes. So as always, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. Until next time, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy those comic books. Take care. Bye.